Are there any tools that helps generating images easier with ComfyUI on low VRAM graphic cards? We'll discuss the tools outside of ComfyUI that I use for creating the images you see in my videos. The first tool is an app called SD Prompt Reader. This app shows most of the generation details on images such as prompts, seed, models used, sampling steps, and so on. This app can be very useful when you want to work on older images you generated, which you might not have the information on. SD Prompt Reader is an app I regularly use and find very useful. You can download and use it without installation. The next tool is a memory cleaner software. If you are running ComfyUI on a low VRAM system, it usually loads a lot of models into the RAM memory. Sometimes when you run out of RAM, you might get an error saying ComfyUI ran out of memory, and the image generation process stops. But your PC might also start to slow down or get stuck at times. This is why I use a memory cleaner. It cleans your RAM by removing stuff you are not using at the moment, making space for ComfyUI to use. There are many apps that can do that, but the one I use is Wise Memory Optimizer. You can find links to all the apps I mention in the description. The next tool is a photo editor that I use often. I use Photoshop, but you can use an online app called Photopea, which looks and functions just like Photoshop, or a freeware called GIMP. Mostly, I use this to resize images when using image-to-image workflows and for adding watermarks and such. You can also use them to do sketches to be used with ControlNet, or to draw masks as well. When you are working with images, you are going to need a photo editor like that. If you can't afford Photoshop, I would recommend Photopea or GIMP. The next software is the one I use the most. When you view generated images on a browser or a normal photo viewer, they often get smoothed out, which can hide some details or artifacts. You would not see the pixels as they are when this happens. That is why I use Fast Stone Image Viewer to view images. It not only shows you the images as they are, but can also be used to compare images side by side. It is super useful in checking differences between generated images. Just select the images you want to compare by holding down Control and clicking on each photo, then press P to bring up the comparison window. You might have seen that in my videos often as well. This is a must-have app if you are working with images. The next app has a bit of an unusual use case, in my opinion. It is a chat app that can describe images you upload to it. I will mention two apps to do this, but I prefer the Chinese-made app over the Microsoft Copilot one because it has fewer restrictions and less censorship overall. Basically, you can upload an image you are going to work with and ask for it to describe the image. This way, you can get a bunch of words to be used in the prompt for image to image. This can be very useful when you are not sure what to put in the prompt when working with image to image. You can use both these apps online, and they might require you to log in with Google or Microsoft accounts. You can just press this button, and you can use it as an app without having to open the browser. The last app I want to show you is unfortunately a paid app, but this is probably hands down the best upscaler/image enhancer app I could find. It's called Topaz Photo AI and worked pretty well on my system that has an old AMD graphic card. You can get really good results without losing details with Topaz Photo AI. It has a bunch of features such as face recovery, sharpening, noise removal, upscaling, and enhancing. This is a really useful tool if you can somehow get it. These are the tools I use outside of ComfyUI when I generate images or edit them. You can find all the links in the description. In my next video, I will be talking about a hires fix script you can use to get really good results when generating images on ComfyUI under low VRAM. So, stay tuned.
Alright guys, make sure to help me out by liking the video and subscribing to my channel if you want to see more awesome videos like this. Thanks a lot.